See that?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Table Talk. So I just wanted to insert this before I play the following video. So a lot of the comments said, like, you suck at guitar, you're horrible, and like, listen, I don't really care. I play for fun. I'm not a professional. I'm a bedroom guitarist, but I don't think I suck. I'm pretty. Who cares? Who cares? It's so childish. But I just want to show you. I just found it on my phone. So if I suck, I could play Eruption note for note. I really suck. So here we go. I'm gonna just hold this up, and then I'll play the video I just did. So here I am. This is not right on my phone, okay? Instead of downloading it, let's just watch. There I am.
See that?
You see that? A little mistake, but that's pretty good. I'll have to say so myself.
All right. Kind of a rough to.
No preparation really, just rough take. Some mistakes, no question about it. I'm not a professional. I'm a bedroom guitar, so not that it really matters. I just wanted to play that. I have some acoustic stuff too. Never mind with that. Okay, so let me continue. Here it is. Follow up on Joe Rogan. Knows nothing about music. Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. So, kind of a nice day here in the Catskills. Not as nice as yesterday. Yesterday was 70 and sunny, and now I think it got up to like 65, but it's overcast. So, anyway, I got a couple of comments here from a video I did over a year ago. Let me just explain something real quick. So, I started this channel about a year and a half ago, kind of as for fun, kind of as a goof. I am semi-retired, and I kind of wanted to do this sort of as a journal, really, a video journal. So there is no preparation here, totally off the cuff. I mean, occasionally I'll jot something down. So it's just like basically live, and I just throw it up. So a year and a half ago, I put this. I did a video called Joe Rogan Knows Nothing About Music, and I started listening, and it is a little cringy. It's like, ugh. I mean, it's okay, and I was right on the mark in terms of what I said. But I don't know if this video went viral, but I had a lot of views, and the comments are so vicious. So 67 comments on this video. Let me just play a little bit of it, and then I'll talk for a second.
New home, YouTube. I'm just going to post a very short vid. Again, not to repeat myself, I was posting a daily video on Facebook, a short little thing.
I
So
think my
now, new platform, YouTube. And I want to talk about, real quick, I'll keep this short. Joe Rogan had, what's his name, Dr. Cornell West. On
great
his
podcast, by
a
the
couple
way.
days ago. I just finished listening to it.
I'm a big fan of Cornell West. I've been following his career forever. I remember him on Charlie Rose, all the talk shows. And he still does podcasts. He's done, recently did Sean Carroll's podcast, Tim Ferriss, the whole thing. So let me continue on.
Excellent podcast. Really, really good guest, Dr. Cornell West. Real interesting guy, really nice man. And I really enjoyed it. But what I want to talk about is what annoys me about Joe Rogan is he knows absolutely nothing about music, or almost nothing, okay? And he pretends to speak like he does. So it's a little annoying.
I'm going to pause this for a second. I think I was being a little bit harsh and unfair because Joe will flat out say, he goes, I know fucking dick about music. I like Jimi Hendrix. He's got a good taste in music and all that. But what annoyed me, and I'll continue on with this, is that he was talking about Gary Clark Jr. and how he has this signature guitar sound. Like, duh, that's the goal of every musician. I actually pointed out a book. I had 200 of the greatest guitar players, you know, from Hendrix and Brian May and Alex Lifeson, Tony Iommi, you name it, Jeff Beck, Clapton. They all have their distinct sound. So if they played just one phrase or no, you go, oh, that's Alex Lifeson. That is basically, and that's pretty much with any art or skill. You become your own person. So all I was pointing out was like, he goes, it's like so weird that Gary Clark Jr. has like his own, like, you can't believe it. Like, he's the only guy, you know. So I was just kind of sort of making fun of him on that. But by the way, Joe, I guarantee if Joe put his mind to it, he would learn it. He'd be able to pick up music and all that, but he just doesn't have time, right? Look at what Joe does, jujitsu and pool and fucking hunting and everything. So by the way, Eric Weinstein was on Rogan last week, and he said to Joe, "You're a great learner." Actually, they were talking about guitar, and 100%, if Joe put his mind to it in his head, he would definitely, probably do very well with it. But let me just continue, and I'll talk.
Clip, and then I'll tell you, I'll talk about what I mean. All right, here we go. Here's Cornel West. This is like an hour and 20 minutes into this, and I'll just play like a minute of this.
Do you know Gary Clark Jr.?
Gary Clark Jr.
Clark Jr. I've heard the name. I gotta check him out. I'm gonna educate you.
So
Some education.
how meta is this? I am holding a phone of me holding up a phone. Ha, that's funny. Meta. How meta can you get?
He is one of those rare musicians where you hear a riff and it's a Gary Clark Jr. Pull up that.
This is pretty wild.
Video of when he played with my friend Suzanne from
listen
Honey
to what else
Honey. They did Midnight Rider from the Allman Brothers, but he did it as Gary Clark Jr. He's got a sound of his guitar. It reminds me of Hendrix in a way. It's very different than Hendrix, but it reminds me in that it's so distinctively him. Oh, I got to hear this.
Come on, Joe.
Thank you so much, brother. He's a brilliant guy and a great guy too. But he's just a unique artist.
Duh.
Everyone like him. And
Joe, duh. Let me pause this, all right.
It's one of those things where there's.
By the way, I'm upgrading.
I'm just
today.
going to reiterate.
37, so I'm upgrading.
In this video, I reiterate what I just said before.
So, my phone's breaking too. Look at this. All right. So, by the way, I love Joe Rogan. Love him to death. He is awesome. I'll do another one of these videos about how much I love Joe Rogan. And he speaks with authority, and he knows his shit about a lot of stuff. Martial arts, forget about it. He is the best, and he's humble. He's really, really. I'm being super critical of Joe here. Okay, so. But he's not an expert in music. So when he talks about Gary Clark Jr., by the way, Gary Clark Jr. is awesome. He's great. If you don't know about Gary Clark Jr., go here on YouTube and check him out. He's great. And he does sound a little bit like Hendrix. But what it's annoying is Joe goes, well, he has like this unique sound. Like when he plays a riff, you know it's Gary Clark Jr. I'm like, duh. Every guitar player on the planet has their own signature sound, especially when you reach that level. Jimmy Page has a distinct Jimmy Page sound, and Alex Lifeson has a distinct Alex Lifeson has a distinct Alex Lifeson sound, and Steve Howe and Hendrix and Clapton, every one of them. That's such a stupid thing to say. You think Gary Clark Jr. is the only one who sounds like Gary Clark Jr., so that's annoying. And then he goes, by the way, I started this podcast, I named it JRE, the Joe Rogan Experience after Jimi Hendrix. I go, dude, Joe, you don't know anything about music. I love you, but talk about it's okay. He's not
Okay,
totally.
I'll put the whole thing in the comments section, but it was like, it's actually not that bad watching it. But all of these horrible comments, I guess I'm attacking their hero, but personal insults too. Like fucking loser, and like saying like my age, like how old are you? I mean, it does sound a little fanboy. It's a little embarrassing about like, You know, I'm fucking old, dude. I know. I'm doing this for fun. So I get it. If I didn't know who I was, I mean, I really don't. I mean, I think the argument's sound, my argument. But I mean, as far as like, let's see here. I'm not going to read all these. I mean, other people, you know, I've done 2 videos on this already. I'm not going to spend any more time, but they're very insulting. Some of them were so horrible that I actually eliminated. I took off. So, all right. On that note, I don't want to spend any more time on this. I just think it's kind of funny. And by the way, Joe Rogan, actually, he didn't upload a podcast today. Today's Friday. But this week, he had Dan Crenshaw, George St. Pierre, and fucking Brian Greene, the theoretical physicist, astrophysicist, whatever. He was a big string theory guy way back in the 80s and 90s, but that was one of Joe's best. And by the way, Brian Greene has been on the podcast before. And like I said in the last video I did yesterday, Joe is on his A game. He is really churning out those really high level, real interesting, fascinating podcasts. Number 1 podcast in the world, and there's a reason for it. Okay, 9 minutes and 4 seconds. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here in Tabor Talk. Catskills.